Now this is game 6 between the brothers Feanor, Melkor and Stefan and Edie. We have a 2v2 here again. And seeing that Master Arena 5 has been announced, and it's of course going to be a 1v1 tournament that starts in, like, I think, the beginning of 2018. I'm not going to cast too many more 2v2s. I'm not sure if I'm going to finish the series. I'm going to cast this game for sure and then see what games are available, what you want to see maybe. If you have any suggestions, please feel free and tell me which games were good, what would you like to see. Did like Doubt or Viper play, or maybe even Jordan play Arena, which is pretty unlikely, I guess. But for now I'm gonna stick with this game. Stefan with Byzantines on the left hand side against Melkor in blue. Melkor playing Japanese. Let's go through here actually. Melkor actually the next player. Awesome. Using plus and minus of course to switch through the players, and sometimes it's going like chaotic, sometimes it's team-wise. Melkor in as Japanese, then we have Edie playing as Koreans, and we have Feanor then playing as Chinese. 4 AOC civilizations, and that means Volatile Kingdoms doesn't really apply except for houses cost less. I don't know, in the Chinese bonus they should have the town watch, not the town watch free, but the bonus line of sight. I'm not sure about it, but I think it was switched from Chinese to Teutons. But let's see how the maps look like instead of Stefan here. Stefan getting first boar in, nice and early, good job here. That's alright, second boar also inside for him, which is very good. Second gold inside, a little bit trapped in the forest. I'm not sure where you put a mining camp here, but it's alright. And the main gold safe in the back as well as 4 deer inside. Main stone, somewhat forward, somewhat on the side. It's towards Melkor, so it could be considered forward. And a second stone inside, somewhat forward, somewhat in the back. I don't know how to call this. 1 monastery boom, yeah, makes sense, I guess, Byzantines. You want to boom usually, and you don't want to go full castle age unless you have a plan how to defeat your opponent. We have done a third gold outside for him, an extra gold between, and 2 extra golds, or maybe it's 1, I don't know, between Edie and Stefan. Let's go from Melkor's base right now. Melkor is playing Japanese against Byzantines, a classic from Master Arena 3, I feel. We have the main gold from safe in the back and a main stone as well as the second stone safe in the back. Awesome. Then we have the second gold forward outside and third gold even more forward here towards Stefan's base. Could be interesting to see how this is going. Had to open the wall and get a boar in. But having deer inside, no, outside, 3 deer, 4 deer probably, and they are outside, so Melkor opened the walls. I guess he's gonna go aggressive anyway. Should go for monks, I think. Japanese against Byzantines is not easy, but it could work. Let's go for Edie. Edie with Koreans can do anything, really. Don't know, towers, pretty unlikely in 2v2, but it's possible. Edie has 3, 4 deer outside. It's 4 deer, but they are outside. He's not using the sheep to keep the gate open. Not sure why he could do it. Main gold for him safe in the back, main stone. Even safer in the back, which is awesome for him. And the second gold, the second stone, as well as the third gold, that's all in the screen, are outside. And he's playing against Feanor as Chinese. We basically have 3 monk civilizations. Even Chinese could be considered as a monk civ. They could go for castle Chukunu too, I guess. Or maybe boom. Korean's not really a monk civilization, so let's see how Edie, who likes to play monks, is going to play this. Feanor got the main gold safe in the back, the main stone on the side, and the second stone back, so a pretty good map as well. Second and third gold outside, but the main golds are relatively safe for everybody. 4 deer pretty far away. Could have lured them into through this hole where he, I guess, got a boar in, but he's not choosing to do so. We have 1 relic in between Edie and Feanor. We have 1 relic in between Edie and Melkor. This one is between Melkor and Stefan. This one close to Stefan, and between Edie and Stefan there's 2 of them. Pretty fair, I guess. The extra gold's not fair because they're here on Edie and Stefan's side, but it's not a big problem. Stefan clicking up first, going at 912 with 26 population. That's definitely the earliest we get. With 4 farms, he had 4 deer, I think. Didn't have to open the walls, so he's gonna be pretty quick here. Then 1 monastery and boom makes sense. Stefan is pretty strong at booming. We have an axe here. It's open, yeah, but I don't think Stefan is going with a big monk rush, and you can wall this easily. Could even stonewall this if you want to. And XU, there we go. So both Edie and Stefan scouts are around. They're going in with the scouts, and this is interesting because, of course, Melkor doesn't have loom, and he's not walling this, so they may try and snipe a villager or 2. Now the scout from Melkor is going to try and defend a little bit. There we go for a scout fight. Quick palisade walls coming up. Cartography on the way from Stefan immediately. This will help a lot, actually. actually is going to see Eddie scout permanently, and they're going to try and find a villager. There's nothing here. Quick palisades put up everywhere, walling like on Arabia more or less, and that means now not walled in yet, but the 2 scouts could be trapped. At the same time, Melkor probably is going to lose a scout. Now there's the villagers fighting, all players advancing to Castle Age except for Feanor. He's clicking up now. Chinese, probably a difficult start here. And now Feanor's scout is here as well as a spearman, because Melkor is going stables. And that means Edie and Stefan are trapped. They're not going to be able to do a lot of damage here. A little bit of disturbance maybe, cost some wood, cost some time, so probably did the job already. Let's go for Melkor. We've seen 2 scouts probably out, 3. No, 2 scouts and a spearman, so there's gonna be a little bit of a running around. We have Edie advancing to Castle Age, no barracks, no military units yet, and we have Feanor going with archers. So that's what Feanor and Melkor are pretty much doing every game. They're going for a stable and an archery range, which I don't really agree with, to be honest. I think he should have gone for a castle maybe, or for monk rush, something like that. But the archers are not gonna cut the deal here. So I'm gonna go for Stefan at this point. Want to see where's your monastery coming up. Actually pretty far on the back here. And TC coming up on the main goal. TC coming up on the woodline, that's what you want to have. That's what you want to see. You want to get your main goal secured, which is done by nothing actually. You don't really need a TC here. But 1 TC on the woodline is always good to boom. Wheelbarrow coming in. I don't know if Stefan got it already, but Wheelbarrow coming in from Melkor and Feanor, both on the way for players. We do see TC coming up from Melkor on the woodline and the main gold. Another TC not coming up yet, but he's got the wood right now. As for Edie, castle coming up for him. And an extra TC for now, but a castle could be interesting. War wagons on the way. Yeah, crossbows are gonna die pretty hard, and I guess Edie saw the archers, so he's going for a semi-aggressive strategy, which can work, but usually you're better off booming more, and doing the damage in Castle Age is really hard. It's what Edie can do best, but usually on 1 TC and on 1v1s maybe. On the other hand, we've seen Edie and Miguel play really well in the past, so maybe this is working. As for Feanor, he's not going for castle. He's got 3 TCs up, 1, 2, and number 3 coming up actually with only 1 villager, but that's alright. On the main gold on the wood line, nice TC spots for everybody. And now Melkor is going aggressive, Siege Workshop coming forward, he's got the scouts, and he probably should add Monastery, which he has not done yet. How is Stefan going to play this? He's got 1 Religion, which is good. Actually, crossbows and scouts around Stefan base. So Edie at the moment in the score lead. Of course, Stefan got his 3 villages up. With Korean bonus, P4 Expo. Yes, so Siege Workshop coming up immediately. +1 range on those mangonels is really strong. Edie doing cartography now, a little bit late. He got the market up way earlier than he gets cartography. Probably forgets about it in Volatile Kingdoms, but it's not a big problem here. And we do see 2 mangonels from Melkor already, as the first one is coming up from Stefan, so he's gonna go on 3 TCs, I think. Doesn't really need 4 TCs, he can click up to Imperial relatively fast without spending too many resources. And for now, Stefan is pretty much walling everything with the houses, with the buildings. He's taking a little bit of stone here. Maybe he should get a mining camp here. And there is the crossbows and mangonels being axed. Actually, Melkor resources looking alright. And Edie is coming up with the war wagons, +1 is done. That means interesting fights ahead. No. +1 here from Stefan. Maybe it changed. Was the team bonus changed? Let me check that right now. Onager line, minimum range reduced to 1. And no, so it's not available anymore. Korean range not available on Volatile Kingdoms, I guess. It was a really OP bonus, but for now I don't see a 7+1 range. I only see the standard 7 for everybody. The Onagers, the mangonels trying to scare the war wagons away, but we do see 7 range. Stefan getting 1, but Melkor returning the favor. We're getting rid of that 1 mangonel. Another one on the way for Stefan here. Edie going back with the war wagons, and Wheelbarrow gold money away from Stefan. A little bit late, even 2 mangonels now, and Stefan quickly rewalling this. It's a good idea. He's gonna lose that mangonel, but he's gonna delay the push from Melkor by even longer. Now Feanor getting a relic up, and I guess... Oh, Edie going for a second castle. This could be interesting. Not going to imp yet, but doesn't really help him. Second castle could mean full Castle Age aggression here, and just let Stefan boom. It's an option for him. 63 wolves, farm's looking good. Market coming up now, and we have Stefan at 3 TCs. Yes. Eco looking good as well. 75 villages, so only Eddie's behind, really. Feanor 68, Melkor 72. That's 2 mangonels remaining, and Eddie still microing his war wagons while booming of 2 TCs, as far as I remember. Did Eddie get 2, 3 TCs? I think it's 2. So Melkor, not sure, can he go in actually? Stefan clicking up to Imperial Age, expected of the Byzantines, and Eddie's war wagons have to go back, but he's keeping Melkor busy as well as Feanor. That means Stefan's boom should be the best in total. Fletching coming in from Stefan. We are going to see, I don't know, Arbalest? I guess Arbalest, you need gold units, or maybe Siege even. Let's mix in some bombard cannons, that's an option. And you can always go for halberdiers with Byzantines, it always makes sense in team games, I guess. So Eddie now going back actually with the war wagons, putting them inside the castle. This mining camp, I don't really like it, but it's not a big problem. And now, suddenly Melkor and Feanor are standing in front of Eddie's base and can't really do a lot. That's the problem with the Castle Age unit. You need to commit your army usually to actually gain an advantage, and that's not what's happening. And Eddie, yeah, still late, of course. He's got a lot of war wagons. They cannot be killed easily. You need monks there, and that's why Feanor got 2 monks on the field. Crossbows, mangonels, knights, it's a really nice combination, but they can't push in, and against 2 castles you don't really stand a chance. Feanor coming up with a lot of upgrades, also advancing to Imperial Age. Stefan is there, and that means, while Melkor could click up, that Stefan is going for Arbalest with Archer, Chemistry 2 man saw, going crossbow reduction already, and he's gonna clean this really easily after getting the upgrades. Melkor clicked up. Eddie, not too close yet, he's still committing to the Castle Age army. I guess it makes sense here, but he shouldn't delay his boom for too long. Maybe get a 30C up, it wouldn't be the worst idea. Another castle, okay. That's 3 castles, 2 TCs. Eddie knows what he's doing, usually, maybe not always. Feanor looking good right now, Imperial Age upgrade almost done. What is he going to do here with the Chinese? I guess Arbalest as well. Doesn't have a castle up, no, and doesn't have the stone to do so. Arbalest upgrade on the way, Bracer Chemistry, Cap Ram coming from Stefan. You need the rams in an archer fight, of course, and a lot of war wagons here. Mangonel is going down fast, and where is Stefan going? He's not breaking out yet. He's waiting for the right timing, I guess, and Eddie is fine for now. They can't really do anything to him. So score lead from Eddie and Stefan makes a lot of sense. Helps on the way for Feanor Chemistry, a heavy plow from Melkor, and stone mining upgrade. Melkor is going to be up to Imperial Age very soon now. I'm not sure what he's going to do actually. Let me check how is this looking, while of course Eddie is still trying to micro war wagons against the Knights and Arbalest now, so maybe Eddie needs to go back for just a little bit, but 5 Pierce armor is quite a lot. And a TC now coming between the gold and stone. Look at this, that's an interesting TC. University up there as well. Of course Stefan breaking out now, getting rid of the Siege Workshop, going for the Knights, for the Stables next. And it looks like we are going to see Cavalier then from the Japanese. They don't get Paladin. Not sure if that makes a lot of sense to go Cavalier. And not the best unit you could go for. Maybe even Samurai would be an option. Like Elite Skirmishers, Onager Samurai, something like that. But maybe it's too many Arbalists, too many ranged units on the field. And for now this forward is being cleaned up. Eddie is still staying around his walls, around his base, and making sure that nobody can hurt him really. These archer ranges are not going up, more and more help is coming out from Feanor. Cartography coming in from Melkor. Only now I got the market pretty late, but it's not a big problem usually. The players are used to playing without cartography, so why would you get used to get it when you play AOC then again and say, like, oh, no, it costs, I don't really want to afford it. A lot of knights coming in, the fully upgraded knights, except for the second attack upgrade, and they're cleaning up those arbalists pretty fast here. Stefan with a very bad fight, and Melkor with a surprise cavalier attack is actually doing a very good job here. Castle coming up to protect the golds here. The 2 rams are attacking the walls. Eddie at the same time attacking Feanor now, going for a lot of war wagons. Problem is, Feanor probably got a lot of helps in those barracks. At least got them queued up at house in 140. That's a big problem for him. He's got 116 villagers. Actually, everybody on maybe the same villager number in total. I think they're not far apart. And Eddie's still not up to Imperial Age, and that's a big problem. I think Eddie should go up now as soon as possible. And he is, resource-wise, he's pretty low with everything except for food and stone, so castle number 4 is going to come up, and Stefan probably needs to provide him with siege later on. At the same time, war wagons are almost siege units. Now this could hurt, because There's a lot of Cavalier now attacking those war wagons, and a lot of them should go down. I don't know if this fight is cost efficient, but it looks like with the halberdiers behind that, Edie needs to run away now, needs to run towards the castles and make sure that he cannot be attacked too hard. This battering ram is getting rid of one of the barracks, but the castle now coming up from Feanor as well. So there's elite skirmishers on the way from Melkor, but it looks like Stefan on the left hand side is coming in stronger and stronger with more and more arbalests, which are in those numbers like they have now, and the halberdiers are pretty strong against even Cavalier. The siege rams are going to take down this castle coming up now from Stefan forward, as well as more barracks to get helps, and it looks like elite skirmishers desperately needed now for Melkor here. Japanese, what are you going to do? Maybe a switch into elite samurai wouldn't be too bad of an option, but it's pretty costly, I guess. Siege workshop now coming up from Edie as well, and he's clicked up to Imperial Age finally. Feanor, what is he doing at this point? Going for... Are we going to see the Chukunu? I would love to see them against the war wagons, but for now he's not producing. Maybe he's considering a few trebuchets and attack here. Stefan, of course, with a lot of siege rams now, getting rid of everything that Melkor has, and is pretty down. Melkor, not on score, but he doesn't have an advantage any longer. He lost map control, and Stefan is pushing hard now with the siege rams, which Melkor cannot stop at this point. He doesn't have the siege he needs. The Cavalier are not good enough to fight siege rams while being in our arbalest fire, and there's not enough elite skirmishers here. So for now, Stefan looking pretty good. Forward castle is up, so he's got two castles here. Edie is saying no, I'm not sure what he's talking about, and Edie waiting for Imperial Age upgrade. I guess he should be able to click elite warwagon quite soon after hitting him, if he wants to actually. A lot of halberdiers now moving forward. The siege workshop is not going up for now. Maybe he's considering onagers, but the arbalest and halberdiers are doing a good job for now against the war wagons, which actually are able to fight back. There's not enough helps in the mix. Stefan at the same time now going in with halberdiers to raid. He's sending siege rams inside Melkor's base. Melkor trying to defend here. He doesn't have the numbers. He doesn't have the necessary cavalier numbers to be able to fight halberdiers and arbalest. Wording's away. Onager coming in from Edie now, and Feanor looking quite good against Edie at this point. Siege Workshop now coming up from Edie, but I think he's cancelled because it would have gone down. Or not, I don't know. There's not so many war wagons left. But the Arbalest are just not strong enough against war wagons. That's like quadruple the HP for the war wagons. And those trebuchets are trying to snipe war wagons instead of the castles. And I guess it makes sense because Edie got a pretty strong army going here. He's got the lowest military numbers, but most tanky war wagons are really, really strong, and they almost count double. 45 wall coming from Stefan just to make sure that he doesn't need to care about his base. Brace on the way from Edie now as well. He cannot afford elite war wagon yet. Feanor resources looking pretty good, but he needs to invest into gold, and I think, yes, finally, Chukunu production starting. The third castle on the way, also Capra moving forward, and Edie may be in trouble a little bit here. Onagers are good, but he needs more to defend the castles. Stefan at the same time pushing into Melkor's base. Another castle coming up inside Melkor's base, which is really good for Stefan at this point. He's the score leader by far. Feanor actually looking pretty good score-wise too. But Melkor is being killed faster than Edie here, and Stefan now even coming with a few villagers to build arbalest, to build archer engines, get a few arbalest here, and make sure that those halberdiers are going down faster than Edie can do it, really. Those trebuchets are getting rid of the castle at this point. Siege rams approaching here from Feanor, and the Onagers may not do the trick, chemistry away from Edie. No elite war wagons yet, 3 castles remaining, and Feanor with a nice push here. The trebuchets from behind are doing a good job. At the same time, Melkor still trying to defend here. Rocketry on the way, elite Chukunu, that's very important. Stefan doing banking, Edie chemistry soon to be finished, and more siege rams moving in. Melkor actually 180 villagers, so his eco is still not entirely intact, but looking alright. Problem is he is out of gold, I think. He cannot mine any gold. This is the second and third gold from Melkor, and that means Melkor needs trash units. Got a lot of stone in the bank, but no gold whatsoever. And for now, elite skirmisher is alright. Oh, I would love to see elite cataphract. That would be so nice. Eddie finally clicked elite war wagon, but let the elite cataphracts coming in, and we have GG on Melkor's side for sure. Now, a lot of helps here. Not so many arbalists from Stefan, but I think Edie from behind his walls, he will be able to hold, and I don't see a way for Feanor to get rid of these castles fast. Now villagers coming up to take these extra golds. Of course, Edie, of course, cannot take his third gold, and the second one is already finished as well. Warwagon's trying to move out on it, just trying to get a few hits, but the halberd is just too small, it's just too split it, let's call it like this. And looks like Edie with the lead Warwagon now, he should be able to defend here. Doesn't look good on Melkor's side, let's be honest, because Stefan is all over space and cataphracts are getting more upgrades. I hope elite cataphracts will come in from Stefan. Does he have the resources? Yes, he does. So elite's cataphract is an option for him. He's not doing it yet, I guess. He just wants to play it safe at this point. It feels like the game is won, but Edie still needs to defend here. He still needs to make sure that Feanor cannot do the damage, and he's got siege rams, helps, elite skirmishes, and elite Chukunu. So it's a very strong army combination at this point. And now let's see, Stefan, are you going to send the cataphracts back? No. Stefan is concentrating on his push here. Melkor is moving towards the side. It makes sense, and this is pretty much open for raiding. I think a few, I don't know, what can you go in? Maybe the cataphracts even, but a few like light cav would be awesome. Elite cataphract on the way. Oh, this can be really deadly. Now the elite skirmish is moving forward, but they're standing underneath the castle. That's not where you want to fight for long. Siege rams maybe are needed for Stefan here, and yes, the trebuchet is coming forward, so Edie has a hard time to defend here. But there's not a lot of halberdiers left, so it could be good for him right now. Siege ram is taking a lot of fire, but he needs to go forward with the onagers. Those 3, 4, 5, ooh, siege onager done. That's huge, and that means those trebuchets and the elite skirmishers as well as the elite Chukunu may go down really fast now. And we have Stefan not being able to go farther in this line, more or less, but he's sending halberdiers in right now, he's sending elite cataphracts in, and he should just send more siege rams, I think. There's a few siege workshops coming up right now, it's a good idea. On the left hand side, it's pretty much Edie against Feanor, and on the left, on the right hand side, no, on the top right and bottom left. Top right, it's Edie against Feanor pretty much. And now I think the siege onagers, yes, getting rid of those elite trebuchets. Elite trebuchets, sorry, on the trebuchets, elite skirmishers, thinking faster, or talking faster, I'm not thinking. No, this is not looking good for Feanor. You cannot face this really. Now the Koreans are in full power mode, they're pretty strong late game civilization. And not even the siege rams will cut the job. And that's why Feanor and Melkor are calling GG, because Melkor is pretty much down with everything. He has no really ongoing good eco, and Stefan is pushing with more siege rams. He's getting an elite cataphracts. On the right hand side, on top right, Edie was able to hold against Feanor and against siege onagers. You can't do a lot here. Siege onagers and elite war wagons, a really nice combination. Hope you enjoyed this game. See ya in the next ones.